button has been pressed. We are recording this episode. It started already.
All right.
All right. What's going on?
We're back.
We're back. All right. So in this episode, video thing, we are going to finish, or I guess start and finish the origin tab section
Yes.
and get the website responsive. So those are our two tasks for this video. So let's switch screens here. All right, so there's a couple of components we're going to deal with the tab section. So the first thing we're going to want to do is figure out how you want to design and style the tabs. So first we want to determine location. Do you like left align? Do you like center align? Do you like right align?
I like having these tabs aligned on the left.
Okay, so do you want the tabs bigger? Do you want spacing between them?
I want them no spacing.
Okay.
What I would like them to do, I would like them to have them defaulted to make sure that they start on the left one. I wouldn't want it to like start on a random one.
I think
Like I
that's
would want it.
the default. Yeah, sorry. I
Okay.
think that's the default. I
Okay.
don't know how you would set it differently. Okay, so how is the text then inside of that? Because it seems that if we take away those capitals, it seems very small.
That's tiny, teeny tiny. Yeah, if we change this to um, lowercase, then these are a little bit small.
All
So the
right, so we should
size
probably
of the
give,
submit button text would be about right. I think that was like a buck 75.
yeah, so there's two things you could do. Number one,
Okay.
if we check the text from the submit button, we can use the same class, although I'm now actually realizing they are different colors. Okay, no, it's button is forms. All right, so we will have to make our own class.
Okay. All right. So we'll pop that up so we can see what's going on here. Okay. So what do we want to do here? We want to make our own class for the font size.
Yep.
All right. So for that are we literally is it just size? So we do um, tab. What are we calling these? Origin tab. Origin tab. Text. Origin tab. What is a good naming convention just for
Yeah,
size?
whatever you want. Yeah, whatever you'll be re-looking up.
Okay. And then we're naming that probably 1.75 rem. Okay. Origin text. Okay.
All right, so the next things we want to style. So there's three, when you're dealing with tabs, there are three, what would you call those? Not phases, but three variation stages. So there's your regular tab color, and then there is a hover color, and
Right.
then there is a active color or
Correct.
active settings. So the first thing you'd want to do is determine what do you want your resting state to be in. So that is what we are designing right now. So if you go up on the, what is it? Not a D-pad, but your arrow. If you click up on the arrows tab on your keyboard, that'll bring you to the parent element. So you could now give this a class.
Okay, so when it's not selected, what if it was this our off-white, maybe?
It's pretty close to the background color, so it is pretty hard to
Uh,
see.
so how about the gray, that the original gray that it was?
Yeah, if that's what you want. Yep, we can certainly do that.
We, we can maybe start with that.
All right, and then we want the active tab.
Oops, I'm kind of flying all over the place here. All right, how do we get to the active tab?
So you will go click on the active tab, the one that's active.
That
And
is,
first, yep, the one that has the active color.
I need to maybe, okay,
All right, and then we need to first give it the same class.
okay. So this is our origin tab.
All right, so you can now see that says current. So that green thing right there. Now, when you're
Yep,
designing this, that will be for whatever is the currently selected item. So whatever you change this background to will now be for the current selected item.
okay.
So you could change it to the green and give it a white background or a white text. I'd probably go green. The green, well, I mean, I guess you can go whatever you want.
Yeah, we haven't used the yellow and the red very much, so I think we should try to incorporate some of that a little
Yeah,
bit.
I think it just was hard to integrate those colors into the design. All right, so yellow is active.
Okay,
All right, and now what we're going to do is set a hover class. So one thing we have not talked about. So setting up a hover state. Um, oops. So you need to undo. You need to undo right now because you're not in the active state when you went
oh,
down to the text.
okay.
So you need to go back. Just click the button, and you should be able. What are you doing here? All right, there you go. You can now just go change the font color in that.
Okay.
Okay, that failed your contrast ratio. So we need to change that. That's also a fail. That one says fail. Yeah, that yellow just says there you go. I guess it's not that different. It's maybe not reading it right. Okay,
I don't know. Yeah.
so let's grab just one of the regular buttons. All right, so we first want to apply that class to this. All right, so you'll notice on our selector, if you go back to the class you just gave it, there's that little arrow to the far right. Far right, one more. Boom. Okay, so these are all the different states that an object can have. So we're going to go with
Okay.
hover real quick. All right, so now we are designing whatever will happen to the hover state. So we can now make the
Okay.
changes. So maybe we want to have the text color changed. Maybe we want the, the thing to go lighter. Whatever you want to do. The red's fine. Even though it's showing fail, I think we can just move ahead with that. And all right, so now if
Okay.
you click the preview button, you can now test stuff. So click on some different things. Okay, boom, there we go. So now your active tabs are coming up the right color. And the reason the one is just coming up with red is because we still have that pane open inside the designer. So that's why that one's coming up red when we're not on it. All right, so not the prettiest thing ever designed, but that is how you would design and set up tabs.
Okay.
All right, so now it is about adding the content. So you can now collapse the tabs icon, or you can collapse the tabs element in the navigator.
Okay. The one other thing I was hoping we could do is add like a perimeter border around where the text would go.
Sure, that's what we're going to work on. Yep. So if you want
Oh,
to
okay.
first close the tabs thing in the navigator.
All right. Um, this thing.
Just the one that said tabs. Okay. Oh, I open it up, I guess. Collapse the tabs menu. There you go. All right, so now we can open up the tabs content. All right, so those are your 3 different panes. So first, just grab the tabs content. All right, and we can now start designing that. So are you wanting a border on it? Is that what you're wanting? Okay, so let's scroll down to the border settings. And we can start styling that. So the middle button means it'll be a border on all 4 sides. And then you can do the width and all that good stuff.
Whoa, that's a little much.
Yeah, probably 2 pixels is a good border size. All right, then you'll also want to, right now you switched.
Yep.
Up one more, nope.
Tab.
Tabs content. All right, the other thing we'll want to do is go up, after you're done with that, we'll want to give it some padding so that all the copy is off of the edges.
All right.
So we can go up, go to the padding. I'd probably give it a 1.5 rems a side, maybe 1 rem. We can check it out. And then you drag down, hold shift. Oh, there you go. I'd probably, yeah, that's good right there. Maybe 2 rem even, just so that it's in a decent bit. Oh, that looks good. Yeah. All right, so then the thing is, do you want it to have a separate background color? Like a little different, maybe our off-white, or maybe,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
all right, so we can go to the background color. There we go. All right, so now you just have to design the content inside.
Okay. Then I can just go to each one of these and then go to the paragraph.
So that was everything on our to-do list for this website.
Wow. Well, we knocked that out pretty quick.
So from the looks of things, we got what we were trying to do. We got it completed, but I would say I feel like I don't know how I'd grade us in the design department. The user, the user interface, a little rough, but we did it. We did it. All right. So our next task for this video is we are now going to click the number 2, and we are going to start making sure it is responsive in tablet.
All right.
All right.
I can
So
already see some fails right away.
so let's scroll all the way through slowly and kind of see what we're working with.
So we can see no burger menu. We can see the header kind of.
So maybe I'll just make a
apart.
list. Let's make a list real quick. Okay.
All
So
right.
we want to do burger menu, header size. Okay. Let's keep going down.
Yeah. All right. This worked out well. Our newspaper is good.
Yep.
The map is good.
Yep.
NFT collection, I think, is good.
Yep.
I would say we're happy with that. Form is good. I think that maybe could be a little bit, I would maybe condense it a little bit more, but it's good. Separating fact from fiction, I would say is good. Videos are good. And footer. Oh, we didn't finish the footer.
Oh, all right. That's on our to-do list. All right.
We had our tech difficulties in our last video.
That's right. I forgot about that. All right. So footer links. All right. Well, let's go do. That's pretty simple. So let's start at the top.
Yeah. All right.
So do you want that on one line of text?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And because this is
Now
a custom class, you can go ahead and change the rem size there. So you can go hit
I
12
can
rem or
just,
something. Yes.
and then
There we
that'll
go.
just kind of adjust it down. Okay. All right. And then we're happy with that.
All right. I think we want to do the footer links, which we want
So
to.
that we'll need to do on desktop.
Yep. Perfect. All right. So now we did that. So now we can carry on with our responsive setting. All right. So let's go back to tablet. Let's collapse all the classes, the navigator. All right. Go start back on the menu. Let's see if we can't figure this out while you're in control. So click nav bar. All right, let's pause this. I kind of actually just want to log in and play around with this for a second. So we're going to pause the video, see if we can solve
Okay.
it, and then
All right.
we'll
Sounds
resume
good.
it. I'm kind of, yeah, just kind of see if we can figure it. All right, so now I'm back in control. Let's see now. We're going to go just see what I can figure out. All right, so it's coming up good on desktop. We're just going to bring it down, and this is where we start having problems. So let's look at the nav bar. So right now I'm looking for anything that is blue. So right now I'm just going to reset everything, and that will reset it to the base breakpoint settings. So I want to get rid of every custom setting we put on this now, just so that way I can see what's affecting it. Okay, so somehow my nav menu, my menu button is coming up. Nav menu. Oh, wait a minute. Is there we go. Okay, so here's what happened. We must have at some point drug the menu button into the nav menu, and when we lower the breakpoint, we actually hid the nav menu. So because it was inside of it, it was getting hidden. So if I drag that back down,
No.
it's now hidden. Okay, so there we go.
Fascinating.
All right, so I think then that looks good. I probably want to actually make it a little bigger. So we'll open this up. We'll grab the icon. Is that, I can't
Good,
remember if that is
good
a,
detective work. That was pretty impressive detective work there.
yeah, there's some times where you'll sit there for a while and be like, what is going on? All right, we're gonna make this a little bigger. So I'm gonna actually grab this, hit shift, so it changes it to all. So this right here is just gonna make it easier for when somebody clicks on it with their thumb, because that whole area increases the padding. All right, so somehow this is a little too tight to the um, edges, I think. So what I'm going to do is I can here brand wrapper. We're going to give this maybe just, how would I do this? What's the best way to do this? All right, actually the best way to do this is to grab a div, grab this div, put it here, put the nav wrapper in the div, and then we should actually be doing this back here. And then we're actually going to name this div page padding. And that now will, there you go. That just set him off the edge a little bit. All right. So while I'm here, all right, I'm also seeing that this looks kind of weird, this div in the footer. So we're going to open up this footer nav, and I could try centering the text. How does that look? That looks a little better, centering it.
I can't quite see it. You can scroll there.
Oh, interesting. I was just a little too zoomed out. So I actually need to make this
Yep. There you go.
wider. Okay.
If
And
you could
those are
go
really hard to...
maybe just a titch further to the left with that, align it maybe, that whole box.
Well, the thing is,
Maybe titch or
it's centered inside its item. This
oh, gotcha. Yeah,
image,
there
I
you
should
go.
actually center. There we go. And then I'll center
There,
this,
that makes more sense.
and it just looks weird because
That blue flag is maybe a titch wider. All right, that works.
yeah. So what I could do is, well, yeah. All right. So let's go down to our third breakpoint real
Okay.
quick. All right, we still happy with the
Yep,
menu?
that's good.
Let's go to preview mode. All right. Are we happy with this? The news?
That's good. Yep. All right. Now in this case, all right, yeah, the map still fades a little some. You don't get as much of that effect with the map scrolling just because,
Uh,
but you're some.
yeah.
That's good.
All right, we
All right.
definitely need to.
Title.
Oh, interesting. Why is this? What class? This is an H2, text color white. Let's do. Actually, that is decent. All right. Anything you want changed here? Oh, looks good. That looks good. Do you want to go down to one video per? Actually, that's a good question. Do you want to go down to two per?
Oh yeah, doing a too wide grid would be nice for the NFTs.
All right. So grid, you can make changes and it will not delete its way down. So what I can do is in here, I can go grid. I can get rid of one of the columns and it will still be there on my other breakpoint. So it's still three. So that was it. All I needed to do was delete one of those. And
Oh wow,
that's
that's
all.
nice.
All right. So we got all these. Do you want to go down to one video per?
Yes.
Okay. So we made that a grid. So I can just go down here, delete one of the columns. Boom. Click
Oh
done.
yes, very nice.
Do you want to leave this as
A
three or do you want
little
to go to
spacing,
singles?
a spacing between the bottom video and the footer, maybe.
All right, so for that, I will grab this section and we will just change the padding vertical to padding. Do you want it changed everywhere?
Yes, actually, as a matter of fact, that would be good.
All right, so let's grab this section. Oh, interesting. Let's see, padding vertical. So we're going to go to pad XL. Is that enough or do you want me to go? Actually, let's do
Maybe
pad huge. Boom,
perfect.
boom, boom. Okay.
All right.
All right, and then let's go down to this one. All right, so our text is kind of a little big here. Do you want it on two lines for
Yeah, that's okay on there. That would probably look weird on just one line.
okay, what do you, all right, so that's good. This text seems decent. All right, so we definitely are going to want to go down to one on this because you can see there's some
Yeah.
issues.
Yep.
So this would actually break our site. So see this, how this is kind of, it's ruining it.
Yep.
So we can actually fix that. If we go up to our top breakpoint, let's say we want it to stay two sections that we just didn't want to scroll off. We can actually go over to our page wrapper, the thing that wraps all of our content, and click overflow not displayed. And now if we went back, you would see that the text, the copy is still knocked off, but I'm using my mouse to scroll sideways. It will not scroll. So anytime you want to just make sure nobody can accidentally scroll sideways, you just enable that. So that's like that, but we're still going to grab our section. We're going to go into the grid mode. We are going to delete one. Click done. It's pretty decent. Boom. All right, this does get a little long. So I actually think, let's see how it looks here. I mean, here's okay. So let's actually go here. Let's give this a custom class. And we're going to call this fact copy. And I actually am going to drop this down to 0.75 rems. So that's a little low. We're going to go 0.8. And then I need to open up my other classes because that did not necessarily change those because those don't have the same class. I need to open up that. I need to open up this. So we need to now go fact copy and fact copy. Okay. Then we got our videos displaying one. This gets really crowded down here. So let's actually grab this and let's just do this. Let's start with two, but I actually think we're probably just going to want to do one
Yeah.
per. And then it does look a little close to, well, let's see. All right. So the last thing we want to do is we already discussed that when you hit 1, 2, 3, 4, it kind of just shows you what it looks like in that. So we're actually start at 1. We're going to drag the whole thing down and watch how it will slowly respond to all of them. Make sure it looks good on everything. Okay, so that gets a little weird if you're on a smaller device. So we actually, on our mobile, we will actually want to change that. So we're actually going to scroll down and we're actually going to grab this and we're then going to grab the copy and we're going to change this from 7, let's try 7, let's try 6, let's try 5. All right, let's go with 5. And that's what that looks like here. All right, let's go back to preview mode and let's try these sections, starting it all the way up to the top, scrolling down to our NFTs. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Very nice. Let's go down to this section. Looks good. Let's go down here. Oop, come on. All right, we'll check it all the way down. I don't know. Do you like that? That gets kind of weird where the text goes to 2 lines. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, well,
Doesn't
otherwise
matter?
it's going to be awfully small. Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard to read if it's in one line. So I think I'm okay with it.
All right, there's our videos. We're going to go down. That all responds well. All right, so now we're just going to look at our footer. Might actually have to start on the widest. All right, that copy is a little small on the desktop. So let's go over here. And actually, I don't think we gave this section a max width. Everything else kind of has a nice parameter. This section, we did not give it that, and that's because it is not in our main wrapper. So let's go down to our footer. Let's collapse all these. Let's open this up. Let's go to our footer, and let's just give it a max width of 80 rem. And then let's center that. All right, there we go. Now that kind of stays in, but that copy is a little small. So let's go 1.5, maybe even 1.6, 1.7. Drop this down to a height of 1.1. Then we can go 1.8. All right. There we go.
Well, by Nessie, I think we're on to a...
Whoa. All right. That was funky. I think I might have zoomed in. All right. So that was making it responsive. We did it. We figured out our menu button. That was kind of weird. That happens a lot. You can definitely, you're like, what's going on? You get kind of frustrated and realize it was something super simple. I don't even remember when we did that. I think it was when we switched out the Webflow custom container for our new one. We must have drug it into the wrong spot. So yeah, little things can definitely start to annoy you, but we prevailed.
Detective mode.
Yes. So our next video, we are going to add some animations, some interactions, kind of the same thing. And then we will, well, what will we do after that? We might be done. I mean, that might be it. We'll come up with something, I suppose. But that's...
You always do.
yeah, we'll come up with something. But that's it. I mean, that's all our goal is to kind of complete, and there's obviously more to learn. Um, but let's knock it out in the next one.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing Nessie come to life in the next video here.
That's actually what we need to do. We need to add a live cam of some locks onto the video or something like that, or on
Ooh,
that.
I bet there just has
Something
to be.
funky. So we
Yeah.
probably won't do that. So we should probably cut this part out because I don't think we're going to do that.
You know, we were just learning about the Nessie, what was that? The
Watcher group or
investigation.
something. The
Yeah, from back in
you
the
know,
1960s and 70s. So that was pretty impressive stuff back then. So,
indeed.
all right.
All right.
Thank you,
Well, let's
Joe.
shut this video
Yeah.
down and we'll probably cut it earlier and people will be like, wait, what? It was just randomly over. But all right, we're out of here.